Teenagers tend to want an adult relationship, which sometimes means being physically ready. But you don't have to be.
And once we were at his house, and we were just watching a movie, and he told me that he wants to show me something. So we went upstairs, and we came into his room, and when we did that, I didn't know what to do, so I just sat on the bed. And as I did that, he just kind of got on me and started kissing me. So I pushed him away, and he told me that he actually thought that I want to have something with him just because I sat on bed. Yeah, so I kind of ran off. I broke up with him, and the funniest thing is that 2 days later, he asked my friend to go out with him. Yeah, so, yeah, turns out that he's like every other guy in school.
He told me that he wanted to talk to me, and he brought me outside to his car, and my heart started beating really fast, and he just started to kiss me. Then he just like pushed me into the car. He opened the door and he pushed me down into the car, and he started being really forceful. And I wasn't even really sure what was happening. He just like started ripping off my shirt, and he started to unbutton my pants. I started to fight with him, and then like to try to get away, and then he just like started to have sex with me, and I had never done that before. And then when he was done, he just got up and he just walked out. He got out of the car and he just walked away. And I didn't even know what to do.
And I wanted to help her. I wanted to ask her why. And he would do all these fucked up things to her. He would make her have sex with her when she didn't want it. I kept telling her, you don't have to be with him. You can be happier without him. You don't have to live your life with him. You're not obligated to.
I don't know what was said, but we were sitting at lunch, and I'm not saying I made the comment or he made the comment. I'm not putting blame anywhere, but God, I just fucking hit him. And I was so mad that we got into a full-on fucking brawl, and it was, I don't even know, but
I started to think about, you know, what she had said and what she created him to be, and he sort of became that gross guy. And I ran up to him and I said, and I looked him in the face, and he said, "Hey, what's up? What's up?" And I don't know, but I punched him straight in the face.
There are no clear signs to know when someone wants sex. That is why it's important to have an open communication in a relationship. If you have been raped, it is important that you talk to someone who you trust and who can help you.
Emotional abuse can really hurt someone's self-esteem. If you're constantly criticizing someone or putting them down, it can really hurt their sense of self-worth. And if you don't have any self-worth, you're going to start blaming yourselves for all of the problems in the relationship. And that's when the guilt creeps in.
I mean, if a girl wants me to beat some guy up over some dumb thing like that, and I was sort of freaked out by the situation because he was like my friend, and now we don't talk. I think that's the one thing I regret, is losing my best friend.
So I just went to his house, you know, because I really just wanted to find out why he did such a horrible thing. and his neighbor was sitting on the front porch next door, and he was like, "Don't you know they moved?" And I just stood there thinking, oh my God, I mean, he knew he was moving and he took advantage of me.
He changed and I changed. I don't even know where it happened or why I even, lost sight of myself, but I did. And I just wanted things to be okay between us. And my parents, they sat me down and they told me that I couldn't see him anymore. I cried and cursed at them, and I went upstairs and cried some more. But when I finally calmed down, I realized that it was probably for the best. Some people said he'd transferred to an art school. All I wanted to do was just apologize to him.
I told Mom and Dad. I sat them down and I told them everything. So I told them about the controlling and the cutting and the threats. And they called the Fishers and told them everything. A few days later, she was gone. I wanted to talk to Lucy. I wanted to say something.
This is about 6 months ago, and I haven't heard back from her since.
No one has the right to make you feel bad about who you are. Acceptance starts with you, and if you let this kind of abuse go on long term, it can cause confidence problems, it will end your relationship eventually, and it can negatively affect your friendships as well. Now, all kinds of abuse cause emotional problems, but the key is to not blame yourself. There's two people in a relationship, so maybe you screwed up, maybe they did, but the point is, if it's not healthy, you shouldn't be in it. So if you're in this kind of situation, you gotta find a way out of it so that you can begin the healing process and maybe sometime down the road, find someone better.
And I probably would have talked to him more or just broken up with her sooner.
I don't really know what I could have done differently. I mean, I guess maybe if I wasn't drinking and I knew he wasn't drinking, we weren't at a big party, but now I sort of realize that this isn't my fault at all.
I feel like it's my fault, that I could have done something.
I wouldn't break up with him right away, because I think that if we have talked about it, maybe he would understand how I feel.
Well, I could have told her parents exactly what was going on. They were completely under the radar the whole entire time about the entire situation.
I think she was lost. And maybe I could have been the person to pull her back in, to open the doors that she had closed.
Communication is your best weapon.
The key to a healthy relationship is starting from the beginning.
It is recognizing that the relationship isn't going in the right direction.
It is about respect.
It is not about being physically ready. It is possible that only one of you are ready, or none of you at all.
It's never about using violence or any kind of physical threat, no matter what kind of person you are. Violence is never the excuse.
It's about equality and compromise in the relationship, and not about being the same person.
You don't need each other to exist. You're together because you want to be together.
It is about communication. It's the only way to know what the other person is thinking.